we're going to go out here and we're going to look at a 3.3 liter fuel system evap, the evap side of the fuel system, and we're going to point out what all this is. Here's a diagram for you. This is per the Ford diagram. 2020 3.3 liter Duratec, everything labeled. Trying to focus, but this camera is giving me problems. Let's go out here and look at this vehicle now. Obviously, you're going to find 14 and 13 up on the engine. That is your evap purge valve in your intake manifold. Moving on down the line 12 says fuel bundle. Well, that line is going to be, the fuel bundle line is going to be the line that comes from the motor down here and then spins around and goes right into your evap canister. So this would be, this top line here would be considered your fuel bundle line here. If we move on down the line further, it says 11 is a fresh air vent tube. So if we're looking at 11 would be on the other side of the evap canister. What is 10? Canister inlet filter, and 9 is the evap canister valve. So that would be here on this side. This is going to be your fresh air line coming from your filler neck. And then number 10 is going to be evap canister inlet filter. It feels like catalytic converter material. Easy to break down, easy to make fall apart. And then number 9, it says is your evap canister valve. Well, that valve basically clips right onto the outside here. And this line plugs into it. And this electrical connector goes to the valve. And this valve is faulty on this vehicle. It's also called your vent valve because it comes from your vent line. Where is it at here? Here is the new valve going on. This valve basically goes just like so. Oh wait, wrong way. It needs to go this way. No, I had it right. Did I have it right? Yeah, it goes like this. So connector pointing up, and it just work it in there. See, the old valve wouldn't even sit in there that tight. It was leaking past that ring. And the only way to get this, you got to get the whole thing. Plug that in, and then this line will go up in that there. This line here travels across, up the tank, up over it right here, goes out there, and up the filler neck. So I tell people all the time, quit overfilling your fuel, because you have components like this that are directly attached directly to your charcoal canister. And if you're constantly pumping gas all the time, and liquid fuel does happen to get inside here, and this valve has a reason to open up, and you got raw fuel on this inlet side, and it activates this solenoid and opens up to pull fresh air through to suck this carbon canister clean. You're sucking raw fuel into this desiccant, and you destroy the desiccant. So now let's move on to the next part of the evap system. So number 10, it says evap canister inlet filter. Number 8. Evap carbon canister. Let's see this component here. This whole carbon canister is where everything's stored. Number 7 is your evap vapor blocking valve. So number 7 would be vapor blocking valve. Number 7 is tied into this side Number 7 is tied into the other side of the carbon canister. Come on, focus, will you? Focus. So number 7 is on this line here, and it goes to this side. So that would be here. This is your vapor blocking valve. And then it says off of it, number 6 is the fuel tank pressure sensor and tube. So if this is the vapor blocking valve, here is the fuel tank pressure sensor and tube that goes all the way up to the top of the fuel module, up on the top of that hump. Up there in those lines, goes up there. Fuel tank pressure sensor and tube, that goes up there to that. Vapor recirculation line. So vapor recirculation line is number 5. Number 5 goes from the filler neck to the fuel pump module head. So that would be, let's go over here and look. There's a small line right there. It's a small line that goes from the filler neck up there, comes down, goes over, and goes up there to the fuel module. Okay, so fuel tank number 4. Okay, so this is number 4 here. Number 3 is a fuel level sensor. It's built into the delivery module and a fuel tank filler pipe. So these last 2 and 3, are all part of the head. We're not going to be able to get up in there, but it's the unit that goes into the top of this. The sensor, the delivery module, and the fuel tank filler pipe right here. Here's the fuel tank filler pipe, the delivery module and fuel sensors up there. So this is the explanation on what all these components in the diagram and the diagram breakdown is for the 3.3 liter Duratec 2020 Explorer and above motor. And I just hope that maybe some people will be more open-minded when I talk about these things, when I talk about the critical importance of not overfilling your fuel system and stuff like that. That when you figure out, yes, we do know that there are issues with having to pull the handle a lot because we know it's not full at times. But that's why you have to learn your vehicle. Sometimes the head of the fuel pump handle that you're using, the little diaphragm is plugged up, and that's why it's doing it. Sometimes you got to pull the nozzle out some and actually allow it to breathe a little bit better so it doesn't pump vapor and stuff or raw fuel back up inside that handle enough to stop that diaphragm from staying in its exploded position so you can keep filling up fuel. You know, each circumstance is different, but this is the explanation of the evap system on the Ford Explorer. Fuel pressure line, fuel pressure sensor, and then this line here, the recirculation line, which one did we say it was? It was the top one. We'll go up there to the purge valve assembly, and then the purge valve will be on the other end, and that's what opens and closes and allows fuel vapor to be sucked out of the carbon canister. But when it opens the purge valve to pull vapor out of the carbon canister, it'll open this valve here, the vent valve, to pull fresh air through this and allow flow. Because if this is closed and there's no fresh air able to flow through here, you can't pull the vapors out of this and you'll set a check engine light. A lot of times when it's wanting this to close and it wants to see a certain amount of vacuum pulled on this canister, it knows that if the purge valve is open and this one's closed and it's checking for integrity of this canister and it cannot pull vacuum on this canister, it knows that either something's wrong with the vent valve, the seal right here going into the carbon box, electrical connection could be an issue, could be some debris in there. You could have allowed too much raw fuel in here and eventually it ended up messing up this vent valve. There's a number of situations on how all this functions. So I just wanted to point out the Evap system on a 3.3 liter Duratec engine, you guys. I hope y'all at least found this somewhat interesting. Be blessed. If you have any questions, please let me know. Oh yeah, by the part number, there's a common valve on the Explorers to go out. HU5Z94945-Charlie. It is a common issue. They hang up, they get debris and stuff in them, they get raw fuel in them. But anyway, thank you. Be blessed, guys.